Hey there. Hopefully the sound quality still isn't terrible. Last video ended up being a little quiet, so I'm going to be a little closer to the camera this time. This time I'm actually reading for you from the New Testament. This is the Holy Bible. This is the New Living's translation, and I'm reading for you, doing that. John 10, from verse 22 to probably the end of it. I figure I'll just cover all of that. It was now winter, and Jesus was in Jerusalem at the time of Hanukkah, the festival of dedication. He was in the temple, walking through the section known as Solomon's Colonnade. The people surrounded him and asked, "How long are you going to keep us in suspense? If you are the Messiah, tell us plainly." Jesus replied, "I have already told you, and you don't believe me. The proof is the work I do in my Father's name. But you don't believe me because you are not my sheep. My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they will never perish. No one can snatch them away from me, for my Father has given them to me, and he is more powerful than anyone else. No one can snatch them from the Father's hand. The Father and I are one." Once again, the people picked up stones to kill him. Jesus said, "At my Father's direction I have done many good works. For which one are you going to stone me?" They replied, "We're stoning you not for any good work, but for blasphemy. You, a mere man, claim to be God." Now this is verse 34. Jesus replied, "It is written in your own scriptures that God said to certain leaders of the people, 'I say, you are gods.' And you know that the scriptures cannot be altered. So if those people who received God's message were called gods, why do you call it blasphemy when I say I am the Son of God? After all, the Father set me apart and sent me into the world. Don't believe me unless I carry out my Father's work. But if I do his work, believe in the evidence of the miraculous works I've done, even if you don't believe me. Then you will know and understand that the Father is in me and I am in the Father." Once again they tried to arrest him, but he got away and left them. He went beyond the Jordan River near the place where John was first baptizing and stayed there a while, and many followed him. John didn't perform miraculous signs, they remarked to one another, but everything he said about this man has come true, and many who were there believed in Jesus. All right, now that's the end of chapter 10. So what does that kind of spark? He references, I believe it's the Song of Psalms, chapter 83. I could be a little wrong on that. Anyway, you are gods. Now there's an interesting debate here, because as it was originally written, there was no, in the English language at the very least, there was no concept of an upper or a lower case. So when this passage was being printed into all of these different Bibles, before that happened, there was a great debate among theologians and theologians. I think that's how that word's pronounced. Anyway, and scholars to define what they meant by this. Now, my personal belief, I think they understand what that meant. That we are all imbued with this gift of the divine. If we were created in our Father's image, then that means we are creators. Because He is the great creator. And so each of us is imbued with divine power. I mean, look at what Jesus said. I am the Son of God. God is my Father. But He also called His brothers and sisters, didn't He? He didn't want to be put on a pedestal. And so why the resurrection is so important, think about this. It's because we're all dead. Spiritually, we're dead. We are the embodiment of the divine. We are literally pieces of God. That whole consciousness, that whole human tapestry, we all combine together to form the Creator's will. Now anyway, getting back to the debate, they actually created lowercase so that they could put that gods You are God's. They could put that in lowercase. So that's something to take into consideration. Why the hell would that be such a case if they weren't trying to disenfranchise somebody there? Anyway, thanks so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to be doing one more reading today. All right. Bye.